Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I'm your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Taurus in mid-March 2019. Hi, Taurus. What's going on with you guys? You guys doing all right? Hope you guys are doing well. Taurus, if you are subscribed to my channel, you're not so surprised to see me because I've been uploading it for the past couple of days. If you watched any of my voice, what's going on? If you've watched any of those videos, you kind of already know the story, but in case you haven't, I'm here with your mid-March readings, and that is peculiar because I usually just do monthlies and birthday messages, but Mercury retrograde came into my life, kicked in the door, said, boom, do this, get rid of that, or rather took things or took from me. But anyway, so Mercury retrograde hit me pretty hard in ways that I didn't expect. And so this is one of the ways. And this actually kind of is aligned with something that I set an intention for earlier this year in January and maybe even in February, where springtime would come and I wanted to introduce new content to the channel and I wasn't sure, but then boom, here they are. They pushed me off the cliff. Blah, 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 blah. So, shuffle there. That's your main spread for this mid-March reading. What I'll do now is I'll shuffle for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're on the table, lying face up, that is when, oh my gosh, that was like a quarter of the deck. Once everything is out, I'm going to start the reading. There will be a timestamp. I'm going to pause, though, right now because I got to pick all that mess up. 1 second. Okay, I've got all my cards back. Here we go. We're going to shuffle now for Taurus's outcome in mid-March 2019. Please show me Taurus's outcome in mid-March 2019. Please show me. Wow. Is that right? Yes, okay. Bottom of the deck is the overall. Ooh, okay. Now, came in a sidewinder position. Which way for Taurus, please? Please show me. Like that. Okay, thank you. It's the only card that came face down. I don't know if that means anything to you. This, like, haphazard business with not half, but a good portion of my cards falling to the floor. Your outcome came face down. It's a little bit of a mystery. Let's see what's going on. Bang! There he is. Maybe that means something to you, if you can see it from there. We'll talk about it later. You guys have such a long intro. A lot of rambling. Does that mean something to some of you guys? I don't know. All right, let's get started. Please show me Taurus's prominent energy in mid-March. Please show me Taurus's prominent energy come mid-March. In mid-March 2019. Mid-March 2019 for Taurus, please. Where are they? Wow. Quick. I like it. And I'm waving my hand like this because I'm a little disoriented. Wow, that was very intense. Okay. And interesting. I'm not going to reveal everything about how I meditate and stuff because I think it's kind of personal sometimes when you do the meditation. So, but I'm going to let you know that to decide on this deck, the number 3 was important. 3 is important. This is the 3rd month. Something about 3s for somebody, okay? 3 is a thing, is basically what I'm going to reveal to you. Because, you know, I'm not going to tell everybody what I do. It's just a thing. All right, we're finally going to talk about what the hell's going on here. Listen, Taurus, coming into mid-March 2019, you come in with the King of Pentacles. Wow, 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 yeah? The highest court card in your own suit. King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And you guys are carrying your shit. What does that mean? You're carrying your shit. You're carrying your possessions. You are very about your possessions, your money, your resources, your home, your car, your job, your security. All those things are like really important to you. And you're carrying it. Meaning like I'm feeling like you're making it a priority and or you're being really successful in whatever you're trying to do. So if you're trying to save money, look at that chest he's carrying around. It's sizable. It's not a little piggy bank, okay? And I mean, he's got it tucked up under his arm. It's very important to him, and it's very sizable, or it's very hefty, yeah? So if you're saving money big time. If you're investing money big time. I feel that you're slowly compiling, because it is Pentacles, so it will move slowly, but there is this building onto, or increasing into. Expansion is also here for some of you. So there's just this increase in everything that regards your material wealth, your material security, your material resources, and of course your physical space. In some of your cases, your home. It's all coming under your purview, under your control, and you're doing it. You're doing it so good. Congratulations. I'm a little bit jealous, if I have to be honest, as I look across the room and see a bunch of laundry that needs to get done. Okay, some of you are like, oh, I did my laundry. And you're like, so you're just like really owning your physical space, your, like I said, your materials and your resources. Everything is under your control. And I think it hasn't been that way before, or it hasn't been that way recently. Some of you may have been, for lack of a better word, distracted or busy doing other things, taking care of your emotional self, taking care of your mental health, you know, taking care of your physical body maybe. And this might be a part of that, you know, your physical body can be included in Pentacles sometimes, or at least your health. Like I said, I didn't say, but you know, that Pentacles also can talk about health, because of course that's your physical wellness. That's the first primary thing in this world that you own is your body, you know? And I'm feeling for many of you, this is like new energy. Like I said before, I think that you were busy doing other things, or you had to attend to other issues or responsibilities. And now you're kind of wanting to be the master of your own domain, the master of this party, in some cases, this party. I don't know what that means, but okay. Good. This feels so good. Feels so good. But like I said, I think the caveat here comes from it's Pentacles, so it's slow. So if you are saving money, you are investing, if you're doing new things to your home, like in your mind, Taurus, you might be like, okay, you like see your house, see whatever you're doing to your house, redecorating, refurbishing, you know, demolishing to build up, you know, it takes time, okay? So in your head, maybe you're knocking off a storage unit, or some room in your house that was made for storage, and you're adding a bedroom. You can see the bedroom. You've got the kids' bed here. I'm like feeling like this is for kids, like because your family's getting bigger or something like that. And you can see it. We're gonna put the bed here. You know, they'll have a closet over there. We could put the dresser here. Blah 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 blah. Like you've designed this whole thing in your house, in your mind, but your physical house is still, well, that's the old laundry room. Or that's the old, you know, storage room or catch-all room, whatever. So it's going to take time for that vision to come to light, to come into your reality. So that's the caveat there. But again, the master of your domain, the master of this, because you've envisioned it and you're planning it, you're not just dreaming on it, you're planning it, you're putting into the actual steps to get it done, it's going to happen. I don't think many of you are overly eager. But some of you might be like, you know, especially if it's like having to do with other people, or in the case of investing money or seeing your money grow, you know, they don't pay out interest, or they don't pay out dividends like every day. Like, you know, you get a quarterly or monthly statement. So the progress that you see might be slower than what your mind or your heart is set on. So just a caveat there. But I think most of you are actually comfortable with the pace, or you're aware of the pace and you don't mind the pace. Now, what else is going on with you guys, right? Separate, thank you. I was like, that doesn't, okay. Yeah. So just to kind of piggyback off of what I was just talking about with that King of Pentacles energy, you have the Ace of Wands right above you. So here it is, that bright idea, that new inspiration, that drive, that focus, that gotta do it energy for you is right here with the Ace of Wands. Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But again, this is not a person, obviously. It's just to show you what the Wands means. But feeling like really revved up for this thing. which I think is attached to that King of Pentacles energy. So some of you feel revitalized and the drive is coming from within you, but others of you, I'm feeling like you're inspired externally. Could be the new weather changes up here in the northern hemisphere. You know, the sun is, you know, shining brighter, or staying out later in the evening time. It's warmer. So there might be just like this new, like, spring into spring, essentially, or this bursting into springtime, bursting into, like I said, if this is your home and you're the master of your domain, male or female, doesn't matter who you are, you know, let's Marie Kondo the hell out of this place. Let's get everything, thank it for its service, and then push that crap out the door, keep the stuff that matters. So there's just this reinvigorated drive and spirit and function. Some of you maybe have been coming from a place previous to now, Taurus, where you didn't function very well, or you were dormant. Like springtime, what happens before the springtime with all the vegetation and the trees? They go dormant. They're not dead. They're just like, chilling out. All right, let's just go and have a long little nap here. It's too cold out here. But springtime comes, flowers bloom, you know, leaves bud, or whatever the hell happens. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a botanist or anything like that. I don't know the technical terms. But yes, and I finally looked down. This whole time I've been looking across. I have my windows. They're not up, but I have the blinds up, and I'm looking outside. And then I finally looked down at this card, and I know I've said this before, but I'm not conscious of it. Look at this Ace of Wands. Look at the background there. It's dark. It's blue. It's hazy. Up in that top corner here, it's brown. The vegetation is dead or dormant. And then we come to the forefront, and we've got this fiery burst of vegetation. This red plant, red leaves, red stalk, red blooms. So just intense turn of events, intense swapping out of the energy. Beautiful, blossoming. I just get it for you. And that, given that, excuse me, you started here in the King of Pentacles, this is above you. This is in your mind. Like I said, you guys are envisioning in your mind what you want for yourselves. This addition to the home, the renovation, investing. If it's your health, getting into a routine, going to the gym every day, changing your diet, whatever. It's under your control. It's tucked under your arm there. It's very close to you. You keep in, for lack of a better phrase, because I don't think it's meaning that, but they're going to tell me to say it, close to your chest. It's not a secret. Everybody knows you're doing this, but it's close to your chest in the sense of it's close to your heart. It's very important to you. It's valuable to you that you have this going on right now, okay? Beautiful. Get into it. Go you. Yes. Now, this shit, no offense, is a little less, or was it you? Could have been you. Could have been where you're coming from. Yeah? Is that what we're doing? Could have been you, but for others, I'm just like, maybe it's not you. There was like a turn, help, please, clean that up. There was just like a lack of focus, a lack of everything, just a lack. Like that's, like I don't even want to talk about this. Like, oh God, that's not, like we had such a jazzy thing going on over here, and now we have to go talk about this shit. Like my attitude, my feeling has totally changed. It's part of being empathic. If you've been following me for a while, you kind of know this is how I go. Page of Pentacles, thank you. I'm like, we need to talk about one of these, so let's get it over with. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Could have been you. Could have been some of you. But in other cases, it's an external person, so take it how it resonates. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Again, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Young energy, page, drawing me to the young energy. So again, if it was you when you were younger, maybe you didn't spend your money right. Reverse, oh, silly. Whoo, wow, okay. Let me calm that down. Okay. Because when I said silly, and I think my arms clenched up on camera. Maybe you saw, but it was like annoyed, like a dummy. No offense to anybody. But there's like a critique here. a self-critique, or you're critiquing someone else, or someone critiqued you when you were younger. But there's this, how could you be so foolish? How could you be so dumb? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you do that? Like, there's a lot of analyzing or agonizing over decisions made previous to now in most cases, but in some cases still going on. It'll go either way, you choose. Now, the Page of Pentacles. Oh, and I didn't show you upright, just so you can become familiar with the card. I apologize. Because sometimes I think the images are really disorienting if you see them in reverse for the first time. This person, you or someone else, doesn't have to be an earth sign if it's not you, but it's the qualities of the earth sign. Doesn't know the value of money, doesn't know the value of material possessions, physical being, health again, undervalues and invests poorly. Now, not invests like stock market, you know, Roth 401ks, not that type of investment. Investment, time, effort, energy, sometimes money, how you spend your money. Foolish, this person, this energy. Oh, man, needed to change or needs to change. Some of you, this is past. This is already established. You know who this is. You know what this is. Others of you, this is right now. Get a handle on it. Get a handle on them or get a handle on you, which is ironic. Because if this was you in the beginning and this is still you, you might have, you might be overcoming these past behaviors. You might be overcoming these past tendencies to be an immature, foolish, or uninformed. Because I don't want to insult you and keep saying dumb or foolish, but uninformed activities, uninformed choices. You want to turn your back on this. Now, if this is another person, let me go ahead and clean that up real quick. If this is another person, your tendency, Taurus, when people don't act right, your inclination as a fixed sign is to work it out. Let's work on this. Let's fix this. Let's patch this up. How can I help you? You know? But I'm letting you know, in the case of an external person, specifically, that portion of you, I'm like, they're showing me like a pie chart, and they're showing me like a whoop. Oh, you can't even see my hands. Like whoop, like they're doing that. So this is a small percentage of you. Person external to you now, instead of trying to fix them or fix it, step away, walk away, let it be. They got to figure it out on their own. That's for a few of you, okay? I don't like this. I don't want to talk about that too much more. Are we done with that? Pretty much. I think you guys get it. They're like, pretty much. I was like, okay, because I don't want to spend too much time, because this is amazing. This is great together. I like that. Now, Hangman energy. Secondary card of Pisces in the Major Arcana. So there might be a Pisces around you who's of importance, but that's neither here nor there. I just say it just so you can be a little more educated about the tarot. Restrictions. Restrictions are important. And idling is important. Let it go. Walk away. Let them be. Auteur? That's strange. I don't know what the hell they want me to say that for. Auteur? Okay. Disengaged. Okay, so somebody, again, for those of you where this is a past energy, to get to what I feel is your present and or future energy, you had to do this to get there, okay? Or if it's another person, they had to do this, yeah? For this, where this is done and dusted on this side, past, it's already come and gone, okay? There needed to be a detachment. And this applies for those where this is going on, so listen up. Detachment. I mean, look at that. the skull is hanging from that post. No collar, no, what do you call that? Spine, where the spine would be anatomically on a human skeleton, okay? Excuse me. I've had issues with my throat. And we're talking about the area where there would be a throat. So something about throat, talking perhaps, communicating, or lack of communication is important for somebody out there. It's a synchronicity for somebody. Now, detaching from something. Here we go. Thank you. I'm like, what are we detaching from? The head and the heart. Where the head is, the skull, and where the heart would be in the chest of that image. So, and you get that because of the time spent. Yeah, oh God, it's layered. Clean it up. Clean it up. The Hangman is about suspension. It's about a timeout. Spiritual timeout, physical timeout, whatever. It's about suspension and being open to what we don't know, what we haven't experienced, what we don't understand, what we can't understand, what we can't fathom, okay? When you're in the Hangman position, traditionally this card shows a man, excuse me, dangled by his ankle on a tree branch or you know, some type of post, yeah? And that's not a natural way to be, okay? Most humans, if not all humans, are used to walking around on their 2 feet or experiencing the world feet on the ground. When your feet are towards the air and your head is towards the ground, it's disorienting, it's different, it's weird, okay? And the suspension comes from, well, he's tied up by one ankle, and to get him down from that, it's going to take a minute. So, in the act of suspension, now we come back to the, what did I say, detached, right? In the act of suspending yourself for a time, through an experience, maybe through some metaphysical work that you might be doing for some of you Tauruses, whatever. You become detached, or this person became detached, whoever. My head and my heart must be separated. Yeah? Or maybe you had a problem discerning why you did certain things or why they did certain things because the head and the heart were too close together, were too enmeshed in one another. Am I doing this because I'm being logical about it and I've thought about it and I'm being smart with my choices, I'm being smart with my behaviors, or am I doing it because of some feeling of love or obligation or feeling dedicated and attached, which is more of an emotional chest, heart area. Detaching, seeing your options or seeing it from 2 different perspectives, okay? The Hangman energy, whether it's happened already or it's in your vicinity now, is about being open to what you don't know, what you don't understand, what you can't understand, and then applying it later or learning a lesson from it. If you don't apply the knowledge, if you don't act upon this new knowledge, at least now it's a part of you. At least now it becomes a part of your itinerary, or not itinerary, or your artillery is what I wanted to say. Becomes an option. Becomes, like I said, new knowledge. Okay? It's a part of this reading, but I didn't necessarily like talking about these 2 things. And what was I saying a moment ago about talking? Look at the image there. Not much up for talking. And that's also the thing that happens in the Hangman. Being open, receptive. Talking, like I'm doing right now, is an active energy. It's not passive. I'm not receiving the speech. I'm giving the speech. I'm putting it out there. So when you're in this Hangman position, Taurus, you or someone else, whenever you were, whenever you will be again in the future, it's a place where you don't talk much, where you don't express a lot. You, someone else, doesn't matter. And that's how a lot of the growth happens, is that receptive energy, just listening and experiencing and watching. Passive energy, receptive energy, okay? Outcome for mid-March for you. Five of Cups. Kind of counters what we were all hyped up about in the beginning a little bit. But I think this is perhaps, yes, thank you. It's a little mournful, okay? I'm feeling mostly the traditional interpretation of this card right now, where on the Five of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck or most traditional decks, you see a person, their head is bowed, they're in a black cloak, and they're looking at 3 cups in front of them that have spilled over and that are basically wasted. And 2 cups remain behind them, and it's sort of this silver linings, don't cry over spilled milk kind of sentiment, yeah? I feel that's here. Don't cry over the spilled milk, Taurus. Really don't. Like, it sucks. It's made a mess. Oh, God. You know, the fallout from it is going to... It's leaving a stain on the carpet. Whatever. That all is crap. I get it. The 2 cups behind... Again, this is just going off the traditional interpretation of the Five of Cups. The 2 cups behind is important. There's something there for you. A relationship. A connection. Some semblance of recovery I'm getting. Like, recover that. You lost 3, but recover the other 2. Keep them safe. Keep them protected. Or value them. Put them away for safekeeping. Something like that. I don't feel... Because I feel that card... And some of you might be, I might be feeling what you're thinking if you're familiar with the card. It brings about despair. No, it doesn't. Because that's where this comes in. This is not a card of despair. It might be daunting. It might be challenging. But there's no despair here. At least for me. Okay? That maze, ruminating thoughts, yeah. Difficult maybe to piece certain things together. Maybe difficult to kind of find a way out. But it's not despair. It's not despair. I feel despair happens when you have feelings that you can't navigate, that you can't find reason to, that you can't pinpoint. That to me is despair. Here, that navigation part is possible. Like I said, it might be daunting, might take some time because, you know, that maze in the mind, it's, you know, mazes, you know, to some people might be fun, but sometimes they can be annoying because it's like you backtrack and you go left and it's like, oh man, did I make this left already? And you become confused. You become maybe overwhelmed or, like I said, ruminating about it. But there's no despair in that because look at this image. It's submerged in water. It's submerged in the emotions. It has no choice. This energy has no choice but to be aware of the emotions that might be causing distress, that might be causing upset feelings, that might be causing someone to be agitated or aggravated or hurt or angry, whatever. They're labeled, these emotions. You can see them, you can feel them, you're stuck in them in some way. And maybe I shouldn't say stuck. You're, like I said, you're submerged, okay? So for some of you where the Five of Cups gives you that palpitation in your chest, oh God, and you start to worry, and like I said, you have this feeling of despair, you can't make heads or tails of anything. This Five of Cups in this deck, it's daunting, it's a challenge, but it's possible. I feel there's more hope in this depiction of the Five of Cups than the traditional. Which is ironic because in the traditional, it's like all you have to do is turn around and look and you'll see those 2 cups behind you. In this one, it's like, okay, I mean, that's a body of water. But from the perspective, like really look at it. Because in the back, there's a cliffside. And I'm going to really get you into the imagery of this card. There's a cliffside in the back. Or is it? Like it might look like dry land in the back of this character is so far away. Like, oh my God, you got to turn around. You got to swim to that cliffside. And then you have to climb up that cliff face to get to the top. Or is this just an extreme close-up of somebody like in a lake? Or like, what's smaller than a lake? I can't think. A pond. Thank you. And all this person is, the reason they're submerged is because they're on their knees in a pond. We can't be sure. So the perspective is the key here for you, Taurus, in your outcome. Perspective. This deck was chosen for you because this Five of Cups came out for a reason. For someone out there, you know what the traditional Five of Cups meaning is, and some of that is true here. I'm not going to deny that. But because this image is different than the one that you might be familiar with, take it to heart. Take it to heart. Study it. I'll pause the damn video. Study this shit. And think on it differently. Think on it differently. Hangman, think on it differently. Receive this message I'm giving to you. Okay? Let's move on because I could go on forever with that. Your overall energy for this mid-March period is the High Priestess, High Arcana, Secondary High Arcana card of Cancer. So you might have a Cancer of importance around you, but neither here nor there, okay? So High Priestess, traditionally we're talking about, you know, esoteric knowledge or knowledge of the beyond, knowledge of everything behind the veil, from Alpha to Omega, everything, every answer you could ever want to know, she knows it, okay? That's like how I usually traditionally interpret the High Priestess, because she's somebody I would love to know, but I don't want to know what she wants to know. Like, I kind of do, like, I'm kind of curious, just me personally as a person, but I'm also like, damn, that's a lot to know. That's a crazy amount of knowledge. Anyway, but for you, Taurus, gosh. So there's this very thin crescent. Oh gosh, how can I, there it is. Crescent moon here that she sits on, which is normally depicted in most High Priestess cards. So I'm thinking for some of you, there's like a moon cycle thing going on. And temporally, you might consider the moon cycles, or you might consider what this Pisces, well, now today, I think Pisces, or excuse me, I think the moon today is in Leo? I've been trying to get back into astrology, but man, it's a lot to cover, especially the moon cycles. Jesus, changes like every 2-3 days. Anyway, I think right now the moon is in Leo. But previous to this, especially in mid-March, it spent a while, or at some point maybe it hit you in the Pisces time. I think it was also in Cancer, or is going into Cancer, or Libra, something like that. So these changes in the moon, or maybe there's significance in your moon sign for you, Taurus, might be significant. But I'm more attaching it to what the moon represents astrologically and what the moon represents in the tarot. Emotions, right? And your emotional depths, right? Your vulnerabilities. There's a lot of strength in the moon, but there's probably a lot more vulnerabilities in the moon. Sensitivities, yeah? So combining those two ideas, knowledge of all, or unknown knowledge, knowledge that we can't necessarily access quickly or easily, and then the moon, shadowy, billowy, emotional states, vulnerabilities. There might be something here for you, but, or for someone else, about what you feel and when you feel it, and what you know about your feelings. What does it reveal? Because that's the other thing. The High Priestess is not in the business of revealing. Not readily, not easily, not when you want it. So maybe that's a cycle. You want to know something now, you can't know it now. You wanted to know something yesterday, you get it 2 weeks from now. Something like that. And having sensitivity about that as a fixed sign, I get it. Back to that fixed sign stuff. I get it. If you want to know something today, you came to this reading to know or to learn something definitively, or any reading, or any counseling session, or any sit-down chat with your best friend, whatever, and you want clear-cut answers, High Priestess is not in the business of giving clear-cut answers. It's not her purview. She doesn't care about that. It's not her goal. It's not her job. And so there's this idea of, if you get knowledge later than you expected it, later than you thought you needed it, is that really true? The High Priestess would challenge that idea. If I gave you this knowledge, I, the High Priestess, gave you this knowledge when you wanted it, would it have helped you? Would you have benefited from it? What would you have done with that knowledge? What would you have done differently? Anything? Everything? Now that you know, or when you find out later, then what happens? Does it change? Does your reaction or does your behavior remain the same? She's a puzzling energy, the High Priestess. Very puzzling. But I like her a lot. Personally, I like her a lot. I've encountered her a few times in my own readings, and I'm just like, oh, here she is. But then I'm like, that means I'm not ready. A lot of times she shows you're not ready at this moment, or you weren't ready at a previous moment, or she might be here to remind you going forward, you're still not going to be ready. So just live with it, you know? You had kind of a roller coaster of a reading, and I rambled, and the pre-shuffle was a little jaunting, and then I had that spill. So there's a lot of stuff going on for you right now, Taurus, in general. But hopefully, this reading gave you some kind of insight and some type of resonance. And that's your reading for mid-March. If you liked it, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and hit it. You can subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, comment on the video, and of course, share the video across your social media. If you're into all that kind of stuff, that would be amazing. It would really let me know how you're resonating with the content, how you're reacting to the content. And of course, that lets YouTube know, and they can, you know, put me into their algorithm and send me out to other people. That would be great. Guys, I might be back doing this for mid-April. I'm not 100% sure yet. I feel like I probably will. But, you know, life is life. Things change. Maybe I won't. I hope so, though. I hope so, because that was my goal, yeah? To bring more content, to build the brand, to build the channel. So here I go. All right, Taurus, thank you so much for watching up until this point. I thank you guys so much for being here with me. Take care. Bye.